Interesting topics, engaging conversations, inspiring messages, making a difference. It's life, health, family, marriage, divorce, and so much more. Heart of a Woman.
Hello and welcome once more to Heart of a Woman. I am Shorn Des Vignes Daniel, and it's always a pleasure being in studio with you, bringing you programs that's informative programs. Of course, some people would even say some programs are very enlightening. And you know, I'm really grateful for the response that I get via Facebook, or even when you meet me on the streets, and you know, you will say how much the programs impacting your life. So we give God all the praise, honor, and glory for that. In studio, we have a very special guest, and I would always say that all my guests are special, but this person is very dear to my heart. Let me tell you a little bit about this person. He is an author of a book, Rag to Rose. He is a radio personality on 98.1 FM, and I'm sure you've heard him on Youth in Focus. He is also a national youth director, a youth minister. He's passionate about young people, you know, just being the best that they can be. So it's my honor to welcome to Heart of a Woman. I like to call him my son, Raymond Ockille. Welcome to Heart of a Woman.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank God for the opportunity to share with you and your family that listens to you or looks at you.
Yes.
So I always say we don't have listeners and we don't have hearers, but we have family who tune into us. And,
yes.
We say the audience, and I know definitely they're very special to you.
They're very special,
yes,
definitely.
Because it's come from the heart.
Amen.
Yes.
Yes. So, Raymond, I mean, we have had a lot of conversations about this book. And I read, guys, first of all, I want to start off with this book, Rag to Rose. You know, Rag to Rose. And we want to discuss this book. We want to discuss your journey, because on the cover it says, Rag to Rose, the journey, real life scenarios and experiences.
Yes.
And today, Raymond, I believe people want to hear real life stories, how you got over situations. So we talk about this book before this book came to this.
Yeah, before it was penned.
Yes, we talk about this book. You will share some stuff, and I want to tell you that I'm very proud of you.
I appreciate that very much.
I'm very proud of you. You know, people would say, I want to do something, and you never see it come to fruition, and this is God.
So you move the mentality from I want to do, and you begin to say, I will do.
Yes.
It puts a greater onus and burden on you to get it done, because you have already spoken a word, and so you have created expectations. And now if you want to honor your word and you want people to respect you and to take you seriously, you will meet those expectations. So it's good to confess it.
Yeah.
It really gives you the impetus and the drive to get it done. I used to say, well, I want to do this and I want to do that. And one day one of my motivational coaches said, say this with me, I am going to do this, I will do this. And that transformed my whole thinking, my whole mentality. It changed my perspective on things. So I'm more doer. If I know I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to say it.
Don't say it.
No, but I've learned also, because it's within you to do. If you are not doing it, you are not comfortable. You don't find that sense of peace, and no matter how you try to run away from it, but inside, deep inside, and gives you sometimes mood swings, as it were.
So that's
people
purpose.
Don't understand. Yeah, and that's the thing about the whole thing about purpose. Yes.
Yeah. So Raymond, this book is. Tell me, I want you to tell them, who is Raymond Ockille? Just a little bit, because who Raymond Ockille is, that would be 3 programs.
No.
So just, yes.
That might be about 10 minutes.
Oh, no, I disagree.
Raymond Ockille, I'm a Trinbagonian by birth. I born in Sealats, the General Hospital. I grew up in Sealats for a few years, and then I went to Biche. I'm the son of Jessica Joseph and Lois Ockille. So the story was told to me in terms of at the age of 2, my grandfather took me to Biche from Sealats. And so I would come by mommy maybe about 2 weeks for the, as we call it, August holidays.
Yeah.
Some people call it summer now. I don't know where we get the summer from, but we leave it as that. And so between both communities, shared life between my grandparents, my mother and my father, because my mother and father split before I knew them together. So I had to spend time with them. One lived Lavender Road, one lived Sealats and Biche. So you could imagine the transaction, you could imagine the different interaction that you'll have. While in Trinidad, you still have subcultures. So I would have been exposed to at least 3 different subcultures.
Yeah.
Biche was center, sheltered,
Biche is more country.
Laid back. Well, today you have a global world because of the internet, but it wasn't like that. Sealats, quick pace, fast pace, Lavender to the road by Pops, roughly the same thing. And so those are the environments that would have begun to mold and to shape. I grew up with serious self-esteem issues. I had this big why at some point in my life because I think the lack of my father being there. I remember he gave me 2 sup when I was younger. I slept for the whole day, but not having him there every day and having to grow up. My grandfather he had certain mindsets, and it was a real struggle at times for me. I grew up, as you see, with a big head, so it's called me Headley, and well, I grew up very skinny. You'll be amazed.
Very skinny.
I asked mommy recently.
Skinny and tall then.
Other pictures, yes.
Yeah.
And so my face was a bit tiny, so there's a come a lip because I had a big lip, and my eyes were down in a socket. So they call me donkey eyes.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Together. And because I told you linger and I don't know how in terms of foot would have grown, whether be close together, far apart, you come as key foot. And so if you put that image together.
So a lot of self-esteem issues, yes, I could relate.
So I wasn't in the physical state to fight and stuff like that. So I would have gone through being bullied in school, and you grew up in Biche and you had to be tough.
Right.
So you can go home crying, and you didn't have a male significant other to stand with you. Your grandfather. So you know about going to the gardens, or as I say, go down in the bush. You know about digging the yam and the dashing. And I lived in an environment where Mano Benjamin, lived. So if you know the history of Mano, right, he is an old criminal. So my grandfather had what we call a chopper. That was a big thing in the country, a bicycle. And so there are times when I have to be running behind the chopper to get where we are going because of the fear I don't want Mano to hold me, because I know what Mano did to some young ladies.
Yeah.
So you grew up in those environments. Between Sealats and Biche, mommy was really a dread. I always say that my mother would draw an invisible fence and let you know if you cross that, you get a good whoop, and not just talk it. She will whoop you. She will whoop you. And as we say, beat you. So, but when I go by my father, I had 2 stepbrothers. I call them my 2 stepbrothers. They had a little more leeway. They knew the streets. So they would teach me.
And that would be in Lavender.
So they would teach me things. Now, in Sealats, it wasn't like that. But my grandfather felt I was getting rude because I really had mouth. So I used to use what I had, what I have.
So you probably didn't have the physical strength, but
right.
yeah.
Yeah, so when I learned, the things about they won't tell you what you're saying is, they won't define the terms that you're using. So what I find is to get to people, especially the big people and things who were very disrespectful to me, I would tell them things, and obviously in a country,
right,
everybody could beat you.
Yeah,
So they would complain.
Back then.
Yes.
Back then.
Yeah, it's still like that in some quarters where you still have a village raising a child.
Yeah.
You still, there are places where there are no real fencing, so everybody live like one. It's really a neighborhood, they look out for each other.
That's
and stuff
good.
like that.
Yeah.
So with that, my grandfather felt that I was losing it. I obviously blamed my mother's environment, which is Silas. And at the age of 10, mommy came for me and he said that he's not sending me. She went to the police station, the police came, they had a discussion. The police, based on hearing what the agreement is, said to him, well, no, you have to release him, you have to send him on holidays. And I was age 10. And that to me was very significant in my life. I remember my grandfather saying to my aunts and them, I grew up with 7 ladies, he said to them, pack everything and don't leave one hoof, don't return once you leave here tonight. And well, mommy, there, everybody voiced us. And I'm like, it's like, who's studying me? And that night was a journey to a lot of different scenarios in my life. I can remember leaving Beach. At the time we didn't have much electricity, much street lights, and even coming into sea that was very dark. And I can remember that lamp being lit. And when the light came on and it brightened the place, and when I looked around, what most likely be my new home for life.
Right.
It's something to my whole psyche.
And when today we hear people who don't know, when you hear about sea lots, you think poverty, you think violence. In just a little bit, what was that like for you? I mean, because when you visit, it's one thing to live there now. That must have been tough.
When you visit, you hardly see. Because you have 2 weeks, you play, you move around, you make friends, you pick downs, you stone down a tree, you do all kind of boys.
It's vacation.
It's vacation.
Yeah.
But when you're there permanently, it's a different psyche. Back then, sea lots, it wasn't the sea lots it is today. So it was literally slum. We were the first of a few houses. So I could have remained by my house and see all the other houses in sea lots. So that's how underdeveloped it was then. And so it's like slum, the roads, some of the roads or tracks used to be wood, right? Either the lampposts, TNT cut down, or you hustle, or you put some stone through tracks and stuff like that. I always say my mattress, like I slept on the sponge, was about an inch thick, and the flooring was likewise. And it was over dirty water. So you have to now survive in that. What you saw in the day is what you have to trust will not wrap on you at the night time. And you begin to climatize through that, in that environment. So you have to walk out of sea lots, most time with a bottle of water, some container of water to rinse out your foot. So, and then you put on your shoes, you put on something sweet, and then when you go out in the, as I say, the wider community, to hear the statements, to hear the comments about sea lots and Kobo and Abbas people, and so all that will impact. It will get you mad, you angry. Then you have a complexity in terms of trying to cross. That would have been 4 lanes then, highway. Where nobody really wants to stop. They don't have the traffic light today. So you have to navigate through all those situations to get where you're going. And then things begin to change and develop, and then you had to literally fence your house if you're building a shack. Otherwise, immigration, I can remember seeing immigration regularly, on, especially on a Monday morning. Men moving around with sledgehammer and just licking down shacks and stuff. Thank God, Mommy had a friend. So sometimes she got an S. And then quickly you have to run and put some galvanized and really make this thing look old and break down. But if, there's a time that they begin to demolish new structures. So in the night time, it'll be very cool because we see tin and galvanized. But in the daytime, it'll be very hot.
Because of the...
Yes. So for me, you don't play outside, Mommy tell you don't go outside. It was just my sister myself. She's older than me, so sometimes she's not home. She's knocking about and things. I was very humble. You also listen to Mommy, but as you grow into your own and you make friends and you connect, and you have needs and the frustration you're going through, that not around as much as, and your parental conflict, sometimes the child is affected by that. So I had to go through those things, and eventually school started to get frustrated. I had issues, and the academics just wasn't getting through those barriers. Now I understand a little more. But I knew that there were things happening to me, and I was confused and I was angry. So I also developed anger attitude, angry attitude towards people. If you tell me something, I will fly off the edge. Well, eventually, you had to become a man physically, and one of the ways of becoming a man and earning respect is shedding blood. It's fighting to the
Yes,
death, it's fighting
yeah.
for survival, it's taking on, as it was, the giants in the community. So those things did impact
Yes.
on my life.
Great. So Raymond, we're taking a quick break. When we come back, we're going to definitely get into the book and to see, you know, all the things that you've experienced, how God used it from wrath to rules. Amen. So guys, we'll be right back.
Heart of a Woman.